Shame is often associated with guilt, but guilt isn't the same as shame, and the difference is important. Guilt is the feeling that you've done something wrong. It's an external thing. There's an idea of a standard, and if you violate that standard, then the feeling that you have is guilt. Shame is the feeling that who you are is wrong. It's not necessarily because you violated a known standard, but rather that something about who you are, something about your essence is wrong. So it's more of an internal thing. So in the past, our culture dealt more in terms of guilt. We were familiar with the sense of right and wrong, of good and bad. But now we deal in terms of shame. Guilt is replaced with identity. There are the right kinds of people, and there are the wrong kinds of people. And that's powerful because we're social creatures. We want to be accepted. We want to be affirmed and approved by others, and that's a very powerful thing. And so to be put to shame is to be publicly humiliated and exposed naked, to where you're surrounded by enemies and they're pointing at you and mocking you and scorning you and maligning you, and they're making fun of you and laughing at your misery. That is the feeling of being put to shame. This is how Satan deceives and manipulates and controls Christians. He gets them to fear being put to shame. Satan wants sinful beliefs and practices to feel glorious, to make wickedness seem noble and virtuous. And Satan wants Christian beliefs and practices to feel shameful, and to make Christianity seem dangerous and harmful and scary. He wants you to feel ashamed. He wants you to feel like a loser, to be discouraged, hopeless, fearful, anxious. And yet, we know Jesus is the winner, right? Jesus has conquered. He is victorious. He has all glory, all authority, all power is His. He is high and lifted up. He is exalted. He is God. He is wonderful and beautiful. He is worthy of everything. And Satan wants us to be ashamed of Him, to be ashamed of His people, to be ashamed of His word and what He taught. He has conquered sin and death and hell. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You, Christian saints, are a son or a daughter of the King.